they've been in some ball games. When you look at them, at times they look as good as anybody. They have got such an explosive offensive football team. They've had some bad luck, but they look like we have looked on different occasions in the sense that they hurt themselves. But they have done they're a very explosive football team, and when you look at them, you walk, you get the feeling, hey, these guys can beat anybody, and I think I'm right on that. I think they really are a good-looking team. I think that Pat Fitzgerald's done a great job coaching them. They play with intensity, enthusiasm, and as I said, they've got some people that can really explode. The quarterback, who's a Pennsylvania kid, as most of you know, is one of the better quarterbacks in the country. He first two games when they didn't do very well, he was hurt, didn't play. But since then, they've put a lot of points on the board. Well, I think there's a reason for it in the sense that, we've had some luck with that kind of combination. We're still at the stage where we really have two quarterbacks. And I don't want to start, it's bad enough what they have to go through, both from the media and from the fans, and as to whether one's better than the other. So we've tried to get into some kind of a situation where there's some continuity to it. And since we have had Bolden starting with McCloin coming in, and we've been able to do a decent job, then I've just have been reluctant to change that.
How much did you guys look at Dan Persa, the Northwestern quarterback, when he was down in Allentown?
Well, I've asked that question a couple of times to the staff. We didn't take a quarterback that year, so we really weren't looking for one. And but there was some things. He's not the biggest kid in the world. He's just one of those guys that's tough to evaluate because he makes things happen. He's smart. He's tough. And if we were going to take a quarterback, I'm not even sure you would have taken him. But he's, our loss was Northwestern's game because he sure is a good football player. He makes things happen. We have had pretty good control of most of the games. We've lost the one game to a pretty darn good football team. The rest of the time, I think we've done a pretty good job. We're not playing people that are dying, coming in here and dying, giving it to us. Iowa's a pretty good football team. Purdue's a very much underrated football team. So I don't know. I think we're playing pretty well. Sure, you'd like to be able to get maybe a couple more scores in some areas that we may have been hurt ourselves. You run a kickoff back to the 3-yard line. How many times have you seen that call? We've had, but I think we're doing all right. I really do. I think we're playing with poise when we have to, and we're doing some things well, and the other guy's playing hard against us. One thing or another. Well, 1 week I'm yelling about penalties. The next week I'm yelling about a fumble. Next week I think we'll get it. One of these days we'll settle down and then we'll be better. Now, whether we'll be really good or not, The other guys playing pretty good football against us, and we may not get to where we all think we're doing a good job, but you know, we're working on it. Let me put it that way. Period. And I'm concerned about it. I mean, anytime you get inside the 20 and you're first down and you have to walk away with a field goal, you'd prefer a touchdown. You know, so we've made it. Thank goodness that our kicking game's improved, which has made up a little bit for some of our lack of putting the ball in the end zone for a touchdown when we get in the red zone.